Previously on MasterChef Australia, a visit from Ben Shuri
Good luck.
inspired some creative cooking.
It looks freaking awesome.
Delicious. It just puts a big smile on my face. Absolutely fantastic.
But Pia, Pete and Ray faltered at the finish line.
You're in the bottom three and in tomorrow's pressure test.
Tonight,
This is terrifying.
pastry perfectionist Andy Bowdy sets a pressure test
You guys will be cooking Rita.
that's anything but a piece of cake.
Wow. I'm starting to get a little bit scared.
4.5 hours,
There's definitely no time.
12 separate recipes.
This is one hell of a cake.
They must recreate one of the trickiest cakes
Make sure that base is solid.
ever seen in the MasterChef kitchen.
You gotta go hard.
Where the slightest mistake
That night of burn.
could cost them the competition.
I really can't afford to make any more mistakes.
My stomach is flipping this morning. I'm feeling a bit sick. Pete and Ray have actually been through a pressure test before, so they know the stress of it all. This is my first one, and just my nerves are just all over the place. But I'm just going to give it my all. That's all I can do.
Tough competition today. I'm going up against Ray and Pia, both great cooks. I want to be challenged, and that's what we're here for. I just want to make sure I give it everything I've got.
I've given up everything to be here. I'm a bit annoyed to find myself in a pressure test again, but I'm just gonna get into my zone, focus on the recipe, block everything out, and I'm just gonna motor.
Wow. It's always a daunting prospect, wearing black and cooking for your place in the competition. Standing here knowing that you might go home. But what you have to realise is that these are the days that define you. Everyone that has ever won this competition has stood where you're standing now, has worn those black aprons. This is where you hone your skills to make it to the end.
The experience of cooking in something like this today is invaluable. I'm going to give my all. Winners have stood here as well, wearing blacks many times. So I'm thinking, okay, I can actually do it, and let's go.
Today's pressure test is going to push the outer limits of your imagination. Because this is terrifying. Today's pressure test has been set by someone whose creations can only be described as pure indulgence, complete decadence, and beautiful chaos. He established himself as a force to be reckoned with during his time at Hart's Yard in Sydney, and his tantalising creations have grown to be massive feats of culinary engineering. Please welcome Sydney's King of Cakes, Andy Bowdy.
Oh my goodness, it is Andy Bowdy. I follow him on Instagram. His cakes are sensational and I'm so excited that he's here.
There's this awesome pastry chef from Hart's Yard and Gelato Messina. You know, he does all these crazy artistic cakes. I'm starting to get a little bit scared.
You know what they say? The bigger the cloche, the better the challenge. Welcome, Andy.
Hey.
Give our contestants a little bit of a sense of what makes your cake so unique.
My cakes, I kind of approach them in the same way you would a dessert. I like to have multiple textures, multiple layers, flavors, salt. You need to build layers of flavor.
That means that there'll be a few recipes for them to master today.
There's a few recipes involved.
What about decoration?
Decoration, before I became a pastry chef, I went to art school. Wasn't very applied at that, and now I make cakes, and I guess I incorporate that into my decorating style.
I think, Andy, you have to put them out the measure. You have to show them what confronts them today, what is going to decide their fate in this competition. Away you go.
Today, you guys will be cooking Rita. Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Holy bananas.
Oh my goodness, you're right. It's taller than me.
What do you think? 110 steps?
Wow, it looks amazing. It's tall, it's got layers. You know, there's this structure on top of meringue and crumb and other delicious bits and pieces. It's just all laid out like a little cakey garden on top.
Wow. Come on, come closer and check out the detail.
Oh my gosh.
What do you reckon, Pete?
It's pretty bloody impressive.
Ever made a cake like that before?
Never.
Pia?
Yeah, I make cakes, but more tarts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no higher than like a few inches.
Yeah.
This is a tower.
Basically, all my cakes that I do, I name them after people that have kind of inspired it. This one's Rita, named after my nan. She was always a big baking kind of person. There'd always be desserts, and it's just all elements that kind of remind me of that.
It's beautiful.
Should we cut in and have a look?
Why not?
Oh, I can hear it. Not just sponge.
Definitely not just sponge.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we're in the land of the giants for sure.
Do you want to talk through layer by layer?
So the top layer of the cake, we've got the torched meringue. You're going to have a drip of salted caramel, ginger cake, followed by a layer of passion fruit bavarois. Now inside of these, this is where it gets tricky. You've got your brown sugar pecans, you've got a pineapple jam. So you're going to do candied pineapple and then make a pineapple jam and fold it through. You've got a toasted coconut cream. and then you're going to continue to layer that all the way down.
Alright, so is that in every layer, or is
It's in every layer. So you want to build it so that there's different textures. When you get, obviously you're going to get a piece and there's going to be different bites every time you have a piece. And then on the bottom you've got a ginger milk crumb.
Taste. Yeah, taste. Make sure you get a little bit of everything. Has any of you made a bavois before?
Once.
So the bavois, you don't want to mess up the bavois. If you put the cream in the anglaise mix too hot, it'll be runny. You won't be able to create nice layers. We'll just want to run to wherever it wants to do. It won't hold. If you put it in when it's too cold, the mousse will start setting before you can make the cake.
It's just pure deliciousness. It just feels really nice and light.
Obviously, the cake itself is very important. You don't want it to be too dry. Don't overcook it. Don't undercook it.
It's really yum.
And then the final one, which is very important, is the actual meringue itself. It gives the overall flair of the cake. If you underwhip it, it'll be too soft and it won't hold anything on top of the cake. And then if you overwhip it, it's going to be really, really heavy and just fall off the cake.
There's so much to do. Right, guys. I think you've indulged enough. Back into line.
To stay in this competition, you have to recreate Andy's cake. You have 4.5 hours to cook, build, and decorate that cake. Everything that you need, the recipe and all the ingredients are at your benches. Remember, least impressive cake sends its maker home. Terrified?
It's scary.
Can you do it?
Definitely.
Well, let's get to it. Are you ready? Your time starts now.
It's a 4.5-hour challenge. There are 12 recipes and I'm a little bit worried, thinking, will I get this done within 4.5 hours? I've decided, right, read as much as I can, get through as much as I can. I need to know what's happening next and be in control, basically, make sure, I'm organised.
I'm pretty comfortable following recipes, so I think as long as I read every step properly and follow it in good time, I should be able to get this cake up on a plate. I've been driving cranes for about 8 years now. I guess my belly drove me to to cook good food. I love just looking up pretty plates of food on Instagram and trying to replicate those in my own way. I've got to do my best today to replicate Andy Bowdy's cake. I'm going to follow this recipe as closely as I can today because that's the only way I'm going to stay in this competition is if I absolutely nail every step. First step is to make the pineapple crisps. The pineapple crisps are part of the decoration. I get myself a pineapple, got to skin that, and then we get it on a deli slicer, put those on dehydrator trays, get them in the dehydrator and dry out.
I've got my pineapple crisps in the dehydrator. So the next step is the ginger cake. The first step is to whisk the wet ingredients. My next step is to mix all the wet and dry ingredients all together. My final step to get this ginger cake done is to mix oil into the batter that I have. So I pour all the oil in and I'm sitting there and I'm stirring and stirring and I'm thinking this is one hell of a cake.
Ray's working at pace, really quickly.
I've got my game face on and my plan is to just block everything out and just focus on what I'm doing. I'm very determined to get through the pressure test today.
Right, Ray? He's doing okay?
He's doing okay. I probably would have not put all the oil in at the same time.
At the same time, oh, okay. All right.
Get a bit of elbow grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Getting a bit of a workout.
Go for it, Ray.
Thank you.
Ray's working quicker than I've ever seen him work before. He looks quite calm and I think he's on top of this.
Remember how these challenges work. work. At the start, you gotta go hard. Half hour down, 4 hours to go. Come on.
I've sort of pushed aside my nerves because I just keep saying to myself, I haven't got time. There's definitely no time. Here it is. I've made cakes before for my family. I do have dessert for this. I've made it as well. For me, food is family. It's my life. And I know my family are proud of me. So now here's my chance to prove that I can do this. Food, basically. So my cake's in the oven, and now I can move on to my candied pecans.
Good work, Pia.
I'm browning the pecans, and then I'm going to add the brown sugar, butter and salt. They're going to be scattered throughout the whole cake and also on top. They need to be cooked perfectly and evenly coated as well. Just looking for like a bit of a brownie, like a toastiness. So it's going to take a little while though.
I'm watching this pretty carefully because I don't want the sugar to burn because it would taste pretty horrible. I'm looking at my candied pecans. They look okay. They still look a little bit under, but I just don't want a chance burning them, so I take them off.
What do you reckon? They're not evenly coated, are they? You know, Pete, just a comment.
They're meant to be kind of brown sugar nuts, whereas these are kind of not really brown sugar.
Oh, okay, so they're not coated evenly yet.
Which is going to affect the flavour, obviously, so...
You do it again? Yep. Andy comes over, he sees me pecans. He says they're not quite right, they're not coated properly, so I decided to redo it immediately. The whole reason I took them off a bit early was because I didn't want to burn them, so I didn't have to waste time redoing them. But in turn, that's just made me have to redo them again and waste time anyway.
Come on, keep pushing. Keep pushing, Pia. Awesome work, Ray. You're doing so well.
So I'm really trying to cook out the second batch of my candied pecans. I'm just making sure they're well mixed this time, so hopefully they'll look really nice. Now, if these ones are stuffed, got to pick out the best of the bad bunch out there and keep going. It's essential I get these pecans right this time. I've run out of pecans, so I can't make any more. I've just really got to nail these. But I've also got a lot of other things going on. I'm multitasking. I'm also making my coconut chew, and I'm really concentrating on getting that right.
I can smell something burning from the gantry, and I have a look over at Pete, and it looks like he's burnt his second lot of pecans.
Pete, watch your nuts.
So we've got 4.5 hours to build this Andy Bowdy cake today. He's this awesome pastry chef from Hart's Yard and Gelato Messina. I'm making my candied pecans. Because I'm so focused on making this coconut chew properly, I've completely forgotten about my candied pecans on the stove.
Pete, watch your nuts.
Looks like they might have burnt. I can't believe they're a crucial element. This is the last time I've got a chance at making them right, and I've stuffed up. It's just a pool of black. These pecans are definitely well done. I just hope the flavours are right because I don't have any nuts to redo them. I really can't afford to make any more mistakes in this cook.
At this point, I'm just thinking about motoring and getting on to the next step, which is the passion fruit bavois. Bavois is basically French for Bavarian cream, which is like a mousse except with the English cream custard base. And I scale out the components, which is the passion fruit, the sugar, and the eggs. I give it a little bit of a whisk and then bring it up to 84 degrees to thicken it out. And then put that aside to start cooling down. And I'll add the cream later. When I've cooked cakes for my little girls, normal, simple, pretty butter cakes and things like that. Occasionally, I might do a little layer cake and with some buttercream or a little bit of a glaze, but pretty basic. Nothing like this. I'd love for my daughters to be able to see and taste this cake. I'm actually scared that they're going to want me to make this for them at home. At this point in time, I feel like everything's going reasonably smooth. I feel like I'm on track.
Good job, Ray. Keep up.
I'm now up to my passion fruit custard for the bavois. This is a crucial element for the cake and it has to be perfect. I'm an hour into the cook and I try not to fall behind. So to save time, I start to use the mixer instead of whisking by hand. I know it's not the norm, but I'm hoping it won't affect the custard.
Pia, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Doing it in the big mixing bowl instead of by hand?
Andy and Gary are concerned that I'm actually using the mixer. So yeah.
This is a very crucial part of the cake, so...
And I knew. I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get through this fast. They're concerned that I may be over-mixing it, and now I'm worried.
But you know what I always think too, Pia? You're a home cook. You've made custard before.
I know.
It's custard.
I know.
It's just a different recipe.
I know.
Right? Loosen up.
Making custard at home is totally different to actually making custard in this environment. Everything is riding on every element in this cake being right.
Move fast, Pia.
I don't have time to do it again. I need to actually move on. One mistake could actually send me home, and I'm hoping that the custard won't be it.
Timer? What's going on?
So the timer goes off for the cake.
Is that the full time, or did you...
I left it 4 minutes early just to check it.
Just have a look.
Andy comes over, gives it a little bit of a nod.
Yeah, seem good.
I'm going to let it cool now and get on to my next element.
Looks good to me. The ginger cake's cooked perfectly. It's a good feeling to have that main element done, but I've still got so many more little elements to finish off before I even start making this thing. So I've got my caramelised pineapple, I've got my passion fruit bavois, I've also got my pineapple jam in the fridge. I've just got my toasted coconut cream coming up now. It's all coming together nicely, I think.
You may think you have enough time, but for goodness sake, don't take your foot off the gas. 2 hours to go. Come on,
So the next element I move on to is the salted bourbon caramel and the caramel drip. At this stage, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling in the zone. I'm not feeling tired. I felt like I've been focused the whole time. I'm happy at this stage.
Oh. That's good.
Keep going, Ray. Looking awesome.
The next step I need to get onto is making the meringue. The meringue is an integral part of the Rita cake's distinctive look. It sits across the top of the cake like a crown with all the other decorations. I start whipping up 200 grams of egg whites and gradually incorporate 340 grams of caster sugar. The key to this meringue is to get it nice and glossy and thick with nice stiff peaks and no graininess to it. I've measured everything out to the gram and to get this exactly right.
Ray looks like he's ahead, followed pretty closely by Pete, and then Pia, I think she's lagging a little bit behind the others. You can do it, Pia!
Now I'm up to making the meringue.
Come on, Pia, push.
I measure out my ingredients. Then I start beating the egg whites and slowly adding the sugar. But as I'm doing it, I notice something is really wrong.
I'm watching Pia try to make her meringue.
Hers isn't as big and fluffy as theirs, though, is it?
And it's clear to me that there's not enough volume of egg whites in there. Is it a smaller quantity? Because it just seems like there's not much in there. I'm not exactly sure what she's done. Maybe she hasn't used enough, but it's definitely not working as well as the others.
It's a bit grainy, so I'm just hoping that the sugar is actually melting through. My meringue is too grainy and I'm not happy to serve this to the judges. Don't like that. Don't like it. The clock is ticking and I need to fix this meringue fast. Otherwise my time in the MasterChef kitchen is over. Today we have 4.5 hours to recreate Auntie Bowdy's Rita cake. I'm making my meringue to actually place on top of the cake. But my meringue is too grainy. Don't like that. Don't like it. And I'm not happy to serve this to the judges. Time is my enemy right now, but I've got no choice. I cannot serve this meringue. I have to throw it out and I have to start all over again. Yeah, this is not good.
Come up here.
I'm doing a second batch because the first batch was a bit too grainy and I wasn't happy, and I don't want to put up a bad meringue. My meringue is such a major part of the cake that I have to get this second batch right. Much better than the first one. I'm really happy. The first one was grainy and disgusting. My second batch is still not perfect, but it's much better than my first, so it will just have to do. I know I'm behind. I'm freaking out a bit at the moment because there's so many steps I need to get through.
Cops, listen up! 60 minutes to go! Move! Come on!
So I've finished all my elements now. I've done my ginger cake, passion fruit bavarois, got a salted bourbon caramel, toasted coconut cream, pineapple jam, and my coconut chew. Happy days, it's time to make this bad boy. First thing I do is put a ginger crumb down on the bottom. Next step, put some passion fruit bavarois down. On top of that, I need 3 balls of the coconut chew. I've got to place 6 of the candied pecans down. I've picked the best of a bad bunch. I think they're all right, like they taste all right to me, but I'm just worried how the judges are going to take them. And at this stage of the game, that one little element could be enough to send me home.
There's a little bit of a sense of relief that I'm actually onto the assembly. So I take the gingerbread crumb, I pat that down into the base of the cake.
I can see that Ray's base is a little bit thin, but it really has to be quite thick to hold the rest of that cake up.
Ray, can I give you a bit of advice?
Yes.
So you want a nice straight cake?
Yes.
You need a nice straight cake to keep a nice structure of the cake. Do you think yours is going to be straight?
Andy comes around to me and he says, I need to think about the base of the cake.
Think about what's holding the cake up.
So I add a little bit more gingerbread crumb to thicken it up and to get it evenly around the edges.
So make sure that base is solid.
My next step is to finish off the passion fruit bavarois. I've got to whisk up some cream and very gently fold that through the rest of the passion fruit mixture so that it remains nice and light. I'm being really careful because I don't want to knock the air out. The last thing I want to end up with is a really dense rubbery piece of bavarois.
You've got this, you're so bloody close, Ray, you just got to push it.
Just pushing as hard as I can. I know I'm behind, but finally up to assembling my cake, and now I have to make my bavarois.
Don't stop!
I'm about to pour the whipped cream into the passion fruit custard, and George comes over.
What does it say?
Whip the cream to soft peaks, working gently. Fold the whipped cream through the cool bavarois.
Just be careful because some of it's already set on the site.
And he sees that my passion fruit custard has started to set. The only thing I can do right now is to give it a stir to make sure there are no lumps and just hope for the best. I just really hope that the set custard will not affect the texture of the bavarois.
Pia's whipped her bavarois, but it's not looking quite as aerated as the other two, and that could make it quite dense.
The bavarois is very important for the structure of this cake. It has to be strong enough to hold the cake together, but it still has to be light and airy.
30 minutes to go. Come on, guys.
I'm a little bit behind. At this point, I just gotta keep motoring and working as hard as I can.
Keep it up, Ray.
The construction of this cake is very important. If it's not structurally sound, it'll just collapse.
You gotta move quicker, but you can do it.
So I get onto the second layer, I get one half of the cake in, I'm trying to put the other half, and it's not fitting, and I'm confused as to why. I've cut out equal circles here. I really don't know why this isn't fitting. I'm starting to get frustrated, and I start pushing it down.
Come on, Ray.
I'm really trying to get this together, and no matter what I do, it's making it worse. So I get onto the second layer, I get one half of the cake in, I'm trying to put the other half, and it's not fitting. I'm confused as to why. I've cut out equal circles here. I really don't know why this isn't fitting. I'm starting to get frustrated, and I start pushing it down.
Ray really needs to take more time and care when he's assembling his cake, otherwise it's going to look sloppy.
I managed to squeeze it in. I just hope it doesn't start bulging when I finish the cake.
Make yours the best, Ray. Come on, mate.
Fingers crossed that it holds when I take it out of the freezer.
Well done, Ray. It's looking good, buddy.
4 hours, 15 minutes of hard work, and it all comes down to this. The bit we love, service. 15 minutes to finish those cakes. Come on!
So I've taken my cake out of the blast chiller now. It's a moment of truth. It's time to start decorating. This cake's such a beautiful cake. I'm a bit worried that my crane driver hands don't really have the finesse required for such a beautiful thing.
Oh. Okay, yeah, go, keep going.
Yes, baby. That's good. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
So I've got my cake. It's time to channel my inner artist and get this thing looking pretty. I'm not really known for my finesse, but we'll see how my decorating skills go today.
Pete's like a big, tough Aussie guy, so, you know, looking at him working with his fat fingers on this little cake is quite funny. And he's doing such a good job with it.
I'm almost finished, but I've got to get my pineapple crisps on, I've got my ginger crumb and the wax flowers. I've got to place them around nice daintily to make it look pretty.
This is the fun part for me. I'm just adding so many things on top of this cake. I love it. It's food art and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Good work, Pia. Just keep pushing quickly. Make it look beautiful. You know you can. Woo! Nice. Awesome, Ray.
Nice work.
I'm really happy with the taste of my cake, but I'm worried that the shape is changing as I've been decorating. It's starting to bulge slightly at the sides, and my crumb base is a bit thick.
Who would have thought that 4 hours and a little bit more ago, you would have got this far and the cakes look this good? 3 minutes to go. Come on!
So I've burned on all my meringue now. I grabbed a blowtorch and just lightly torch it to get a bit of colour in there, make it look pretty.
Look at you being all pretty and stuff, Pete.
Not bad for a crane driver, Pete.
Time is just going so quickly, and it's going to be a bit of a push for decorating the cake.
30 seconds!
Really proud of my efforts today. I think my friends and family at home would be really proud of me. I think I've replicated Andy Bowdy's cake really good today, but it all comes down to the taste.
I can't believe 4.5 hours is up. It was so daunting in the beginning, but I'm so pleased I managed to finish every single element and it's complete.
Happy?
Yeah, well, that's it now.
At the end of the cook, I'm going through my mind thinking about all the steps. I'm relieved it's done, but there's still that little bit of anxiety with the cake slightly bulging. And I'm just fingers crossed that I've done enough to stay in.
I'm really happy with my cake today, but I'm not happy with the candied pecans. They're a little bit burned, and at this stage of the game, that one little element could be enough to send me home.
Oh, wow.
Are you just like chuffed with yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I mean, it's such a beautiful cake. I didn't think I'd put up something as pretty as that, really. And I think I did a good job, and yeah, I'm booming from it.
If you were to go home today on this dish, would you feel sad? Would you feel proud that you've done a great job in your last dish? What would be the emotions going through your mind?
I think it'd be a bit mixed. Definitely not ready to go yet. It's only the beginning of the competition. If those other guys have put up a better cake, I mean, you couldn't be angry at that. I couldn't have been prouder of this effort, and that's the way the cake crumbles.
It looks spectacular, Pete. You know what? We can't wait to taste. Get out of here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Andy.
No worries.
How good does that look?
Amazing.
Hey?
Amazing. Those little legs of caramel are so thick and bold. I love the way the meringue is kind of dripping off the side of the cake.
He's definitely nailed this one. The structure's amazing. The meringue on top's great. He hasn't really been afraid to give it a bit of colour. It actually looks great.
Looks firm. A lot of sponge. Wow. Oh, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Pretty darn good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's done a very good job. I know it's not part of the recipe to have burnt pecan nuts. I got a couple. I love them because they just give this really savoury note to the dish.
He has burned the pecans. he attempted to make them again, which, you know, you got to give him credit for. Maybe I might start adding burnt pecans to mine.
The caramel and the flavour of the pineapple caramel absolutely sings. The bavois is lovely and soft and wonderful flavour of passion fruit.
I love it. I think he's done a brilliant job. Pete nailed that combination of ginger spice, pineapple, passion fruit, caramel, coconut, like all those great Australian country flavours. They're all to the fore, they're already well balanced. So it makes Pete's cake so much more enjoyable to eat and to go back for another spoonful of.
Right, let's get the next cake in.
It's quite nerve-wracking now because I know now's the moment of truth. I'm a little bit worried the cake's slightly bulging and maybe the base is a bit thicker. I'm just hoping that flavour can carry me through and save me from being eliminated. I had trouble assembling the cake. Also, I'm concerned cake's slightly bulging and it doesn't look like Andy's.
Ever think when you were back in your surgery you could have done that?
No, that's just way too complicated for me.
What does that do to your confidence, knowing that you can put up a dish as complex as that and over such a long period of time?
Oh, it's great. If this was my last cook, I'm happy that I gave it everything. I felt I was really focused.
You got two little girls.
Two little girls, 3-year-old and 6-year-old.
What would you want them to think if they ate this cake?
I just want them to think, yummy, yummy. And I can just see my 6-year-old, she would look at it and she would go, oh, wow. And then she'd look at you and go, is that for me? And I'd go, yeah. And then she'd eat it and go, yummy, yeah.
It's great to see you're content, you're happy, you've done what you can do.
Yeah.
Hey, now it's just over to the cake.
Yeah.
Nothing else can be done.
It's true.
Off you go.
Thanks.
How close does that resemble your cake, Andy?
In comparison to one of mine, it's a little bare on top. I would have given it a little bit more colour with the meringue. I can notice that there's bulges on the sides of it. I guess it's just going to come down to how it tastes.
Grazie mille.
In terms of flavour, that ginger cake's got a beautiful spice hit.
Pineapple in there, that's caramelised. The dried pineapple on the top.
Love the passion fruit flavour, love the little pockets of the coconut cream that he's dotted through that as well. And also the chewy texture too of that sort of coconut chew.
He's actually done really well with a lot of the elements, but obviously you can clearly see that there's bulges on the sides of it, and the actual crumb at the base itself, I found that quite hard.
A couple of mistakes, that's for sure. That's a problem. Shall we get the next cake in?
Yeah.
I'm so proud that I actually completed Andy's recipe and completed a beautiful cake. My only concern is the passion fruit bavois may not be as light as it should be.
How does it feel?
It feels so good. I can't believe I even created that. that's just, yeah, I've got no words right now. I was trying to focus as much as I could because I wanted to make sure that I did everything properly, well, the best I could. And yep, I was slower than the boys, but I just wanted to make sure everything was perfect.
What is next?
I have to get my family recipes down, which I'm doing. And I want them in a book somewhere because I know if I don't get them down, they'll be lost. Overall, I'm actually just relieved and happy that I completed the dish.
I think that looks spectacular, and it's got a kind of real generosity about what you've done with the decoration as well. So well done.
Thank
Pia,
you.
congratulations.
Thanks you.
We'll taste now. Thank you.
Thanks, Pia.
Enjoy.
What do you reckon?
Look, I think she's actually done a fantastic job. It looks slightly different to what I do.
What she has done is, you know, that beautiful chaos that is so much part of the look of your cake is absolutely there, and I think that's a real joy to see.
Yeah.
Great work.
Right, let's taste.
Let's see inside.
Go for it, Andy.
That biscuity base looks nice and thin, which is good.
I think my comments on this one is overall it's just a lot heavier. So the elements are heavier. The passion fruit bavarois is firm, not a lot of aeration in it at all. So then it feels quite gelatin heavy, which your original one isn't at all. We don't get that feeling and texture.
Meringue is a problem.
Yeah, I kind of feel that the meringue is quite grainy. It's very soft.
On the plus side, you've got a really nice thin biscuit base.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, much more in line with yours than, say, Ray's, which was super thick and chunky.
She's done a great job because, as a whole, the cake actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. It's also really straight. You know what I mean?
It is.
Ray's was kind of bulging a little bit, whereas this is kind of the opposite.
Yeah,
isn't it?
structurally, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I think that in terms of its integrity, it looked so good before we cut it. So certainly some positives.
Definitely.
I think we all agree that one of the three has done a cracking job and is probably safe. I think the harder decision is working out who's going to go home from the other two. Lots of positives, lots of negatives on both dishes.
Shall we get them in? I'll let them know.
Physically and mentally draining day. We can see it in your faces. And that wasn't just any old cake, was it?
Nope.
No way.
That was an intense cook. 4.5 hours. And regardless of the outcome, we have to say that we're proud of you guys. And you should be proud of yourselves. Especially because Andy told us that this is the first time that anyone has actually made one of his cakes from a recipe. Andy, how do you think they went?
I think they did a great job. You guys blew my expectations away. I guess when I came up with this for you guys, I didn't know whether you could actually get through it, but you did. And the expressions on your faces sometimes kind of looked like you weren't enjoying it, but I can see from the amount of meringue on your aprons, you can always judge how much fun you've had by how much meringue you've got on you. And I think you guys had a good time.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Unfortunately, though, this is a competition. And one of you is about to go home. But we know who won't be going home. There was one absolute standout. Well done, Pete.
Well done.
Thanks, guys.
You happy? Relieved?
Oh, so relieved.
Well done.
Thanks.
I'm feeling electric at the moment, you know. I've absolutely nailed it. You know, I couldn't be happier, and I'm just stoked that I'm not going home.
So, Ray, here it comes down to the two of you, and it comes down to the cake that you cooked. Ray, you were generous in the spice in your ginger cake. You were generous with your coconut cream and your pineapple jam. You were generous with your passion fruit bavarois. But your ginger crumb base was thick and your cake bulged slightly at the sides. Here, your cake may not have been as high as Ray's, but it was perfectly shaped and far more generously topped. Your biscuit base was beautifully thin, but your meringue was soft and sugary. The real trouble was here that bavarois was too dense, and that's why I'm sorry you're going home.
Oh, Pia, we've loved having you here. You know what it is? You're an incredible role model for definitely mums out there to realise that if you have a dream and a desire, you can do something for yourself. And that's what you've done. You've come here and done something for yourself. You're relentless. You never give up, and there's always a smile on your face, and we love that, and we're going to miss that. We're going to never forget you for, obviously, not only the smile on your face, but the food that you have cooked for us. Gorgonzola gnocchi.
Yeah.
Yum. Ricotta donuts. Yum. What are your highlights?
Just walking in here for the first time and, you know, being allowed to express myself with, you know, food and showing you what I can do. I've enjoyed the whole trip, even today. So, yeah.
Pia, we've loved having you around, and sincerely, we are going to miss you. And I'm sure all the contestants are as well.
Yep.
But for now, I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's time to say goodbye.
It's all right. See you guys.
Good luck, Jack. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. Thank you, everyone.
See you later, Pia.
See ya. Bye. Being on MasterChef has been an amazing experience. It's this major unknown, but you throw yourself into it to learn, and it's exactly what I've done. I'm very proud of what I've actually achieved, and I know my family are proud of me as well. This is just the beginning.
Tomorrow night,
I'm really excited for this challenge.
immunity is on the line.
getting one of these pinned.
But to win this challenge,
Bring us a dish built around waffles.
they'll have to batter up
Shaking!
in a desperate race to the finish.
Come on, everybody!
One amateur cook
Oh my god.
will stand head and shoulders above the rest
I love it. Great crowd pleaser.
and take on a young gun professional chef
Charlie Carrington.
in a nail-biting second round.
My worst nightmare has come true.